welcome to my YouTube channel and blog. I'm Johnny Hall. Thanks for joining me for another card making tutorial. Today we're going to take a close look at the Lift Me Up stamp set that it will be released in the 2017 Occasions catalog. Also accompanying it is Up and Away Thinlits dies, and these two products are made for each other. They come as a bundle and they are really fun to work with. So let's see how these things work. There's a different way to use them. They do have some framelits that cut out the balloon once you have stamped a smaller balloon image, but there's also a detailed framelit that allows you to cut it out very detailed, and then it has the pieces that you can use to actually cut out and apply the colors behind the balloon. So that's how we're going to be using it today. I'm using white cardstock to cut the balloon, and it is very detailed. In order for this to hold together really nicely, I used the thick Whisper White. I chose to use some very neutral colors because I want you to be able to see where the color changes are, but not be too distracted by what actually is happening. So that's why I kept all the colors very neutral. This card is not meant to be a showstopper. It's meant to be able to demonstrate exactly how to use the Thinlits. The way that I am going to attach the pieces that go behind the balloon is I am going to put snail adhesive behind the back side of the balloon. Now, there's a lot of different ways I could do this. I could use a silicone mat. I could use glue. But what I chose to do was just run some snail over it and, just kind of let the adhesive do the work. So the pieces in the stamp set are also, they coordinate with all the Thinlits, but the Thinlits work with themselves. So there are 5 pieces that are used to make the balloon. And then there's a little piece underneath, a 5th piece, that is the carriage of the balloon. I don't know what it's called, the basket maybe. And in order to use them, I just kind of alternated the colors, but you could use a variety of colors that are very striking. You could put pattern paper, you could put you could do some ink blending. It's really great the way they set this up. So the way that I chose to do it was just do regular cardstock, so you could actually see the details in the detailed framelit. And yes, my snail adhesive ran out. It always runs out whenever I'm making a video. It's Murphy's Law, right? The pattern paper that I'm using for the background is a celebration item. That means that you can get it for free after January 4th during the celebration promotion that happens and coincides with the Occasions catalog. It's called Carried Away Designer Series paper. And yes, it does coordinate perfectly with the Lift Me Up and Up and Away. It literally, it like the designs are drawn the same way. It's really cute. So it would make a really great companion to be able to choose as a free item whenever you have your purchase of the stamp set and the dies. I'm sorry, excuse me. So this piece of paper that I'm stamping on now is the white paper that I want to just use as the card front. And I wanted to also show you more in the stamp set. There are clouds that have an etched design on them. And they have, I think there's 4 clouds, and 2 of the clouds have coordinating dies. So one way you can do that is you can use the cutouts to stamp on, and then you can place them in other places of the card. What you can do is allow the paper that's underneath your card front to show through. This gives you another level of depth. So you're using the pattern paper in 2 different ways. First way is it's a nice piece of pattern paper to be able to put on the front of the card. The second way is, it works as a fill-in for the negative space for the die cut. So that's some way that you can use the clouds and the cloud dies. And then the part that you're cutting out, you can actually choose to stamp on or not choose to stamp on and put them onto the card front. I chose to put them on the card front so that you will be able to see what it looks like. This card overall is a very busy card for me. I am definitely more of taste runs to the clean and simple, but for purposes of being able to demonstrate to you to decide if you want to consider this as a purchase whenever the occasions catalog is active, I wanted to be able to show you hands on exactly how this whole setup works. So if you like a busy card, then this one might be for you. What I plan to do with this card is I think it's a very lively card, and I tend to send a lot of cards to some of the people that I know that are elderly and they're not able to get out of their homes very often. So I think this card put up on a shelf or on a TV stand for somebody that is not able to get out very much is going to be a perfect window to the outside world. It's a happy, cheery card, and the sentiment that I'm stamping right now says, "Just a note to lift your spirits." This is a fantastic setup to be able to send cards to people that you don't see very often. There's happy birthday sentiment, a congratulations, thanks for lifting me up. So that would be more of like an encouragement. Just a note to lift your spirits, that's more encouragement. Sending smiles across the miles, that's another one that will go a long way. And then love is in the air. And then there are many different components to the stamp set. You'll really have to have a good hands-on look at it before you can appreciate it. It even works for Valentine's Day. I'm just using a couple of foam dimensionals to adhere the sentiment to the card, and then I will finish off the card with some clear sparkly sequins. Clear sparkly sequins work perfectly for this look of clouds, and here's another cloud cutout. So you can kind of place that strategically or just put it around wherever you feel like there's an empty space that needs to be filled in. Thank you all for joining me for another card making video today. I invite you to go over to my blog at jennystampsup.com, and there on my blog you'll find a brand new card making idea every single day. I also have specials that I advertise, and right now if you're able to, you could take part in the special that's currently active. Thank you for joining me all. I'll see you in the next video.